You asked for it. So here's the jaw-dropping conclusion to the red light mystery. And before you think you're ready, understand this now. Because nothing about what follows is easy to hear, easy to process, or easy to forget. Especially when you remember how it all began with that young woman found dead beneath a blood-red street lamp in Lincoln Park. A place meant to represent safety, beauty, and stability. A place where parents feel comfortable letting their kids walk alone at night. A place that never imagined becoming the silent stage for such a calculated and horrifying crime. The woman with no name at first, no phone, no wallet, no proof of existence, until detectives uncovered the small silver locket that turned a nameless victim into Emily Carter. A 22-year-old girl from a small Ohio town who believed she was chasing a dream, who packed her bags with hope, ambition, and trust. Believing the world was finally opening its doors to her. Believing that Chicago meant opportunity, fashion, success, and independence. Not cages, lies, and terror. And we remember how the investigation unraveled layer by layer, exposing a trafficking operation so sophisticated it hid behind social media filters and motivational captions, fake modeling ads, promising freedom and glamour. Recruiters speaking the language of empowerment while quietly stripping victims of their identities, funneling them into secret apartments, soundproof rooms, and underground tunnels designed not just to imprison but to erase. And we remember the raid, the chaos. The doors kicked in, the tunnels flooded with light for the first time. Dozens of girls rescued trembling and crying, their eyes struggling to adjust not just to daylight but to the idea that they were finally safe. And yet even then, even after all that horror, there was still one piece missing. The most important piece. The person at the very top. The mastermind. The madam who never touched the victims directly. Who stayed clean while others got their hands dirty. The one who gave orders and collected profits. And when police finally tracked her down to a luxury condo in Milwaukee, miles away from the blood and suffering she orchestrated, they expected to find a hardened criminal. Someone detached, cruel, unfamiliar. But the moment they walked into that condo, something shifted. The air went heavy. The room went silent. Because standing there wasn't a stranger at all. It was Karen Miller, Emily's own aunt, her mother's sister. A woman who had hugged Emily at family gatherings, who had watched her grow up, who had listened to her dreams and ambitions, who had positioned herself as the successful relative, the one with connections, the one who knew people in the city, the one who promised to look out for Emily when she arrived. And suddenly everything clicked in the most sickening way possible. Because Karen hadn't just trafficked Emily, she had groomed the entire family, convincing Emily's parents that their daughter was safe and thriving, sending carefully crafted messages, staged potos, small but regular paycheck transfers to make it all feel legitimate, telling Emily's mother's stories about assistant work, late nights at fashion houses, big opportunities just around the corner, keeping hope alive just enough to prevent suspicion. And when Emily slowly realized the truth, when she understood that there was no agency, no career, no escape, that her own aunt had sold her into a nightmare and was profiting from her suffering, Emily did the bravest thing she could do. She threatened to go to the police, to expose everything, to burn the entire operation to the ground. And that's when Karen made the decision that sealed Emily's fate, a decision so cold and calculated it still haunts the detectives who heard it, ordering her own niece silenced, permanently treating Emily not as family, but as a liability. And when confronted in interrogation, the mask finally fell. Karen screaming that Emily was ungrateful, that she'd given her a chance at a real life, that sacrifice was necessary, that this was just how the world worked, revealing a level of moral rot so deep it defied comprehension. And the evidence was overwhelming. DNA on the locket, financial trails tying Karen directly to the trafficking network, testimony from the rescued women who identified her voice, her face, her control, her threats, all confirming that the woman who should have protected Emily was the one who destroyed her. And as the case concluded, the network collapsed completely. Dozens of traffickers, sentenced victims reunited with families' lives saved because one investigation refused to stop at easy answers. But for Emily, justice arrived far too late. No courtroom victory capable of restoring a life stolen by betrayal. And her mother, shattered but standing, now wears that same silver locket every single day. Not as evidence, but as a promise, whispering Emily's name into the quiet moments, refusing to let her daughter become just another statistic. And this is where the story stops being just a story and becomes a warning. Because this wasn't an isolated tragedy. It's happening right now, in cities across America and around the world, in places that look safe, prosperous, and full of opportunity. Young women and men lured with promises of modeling contracts, music careers, acting gigs, influencer lifestyles, high-paying city jobs, only to vanish into systems designed to exploit trust, ambition, and family bonds. Predators hiding behind polished profiles and familiar faces, sometimes even within our own families. And that's why this story matters, why it needs to be shared, talked about, remembered, because awareness can save lives. So here's my urgent warning to every parent, sibling, friend, and young person watching this right now. Always verify job offers, especially the ones that sound too good to be true. Demand real company names, physical addresses, official websites, video calls with multiple verified representatives. Never let someone travel alone for an unconfirmed opportunity. Establish check-in schedules. Trust your instincts when something feels off, because intuition is often the first alarm we ignore. And behind the bright lights of our cities, there are hidden red lights glowing in the shadows, predators waiting for silence and secrecy to protect them. And if this story hit you hard, that's because it should. So share it with your loved ones. Start conversations. Educate. Question. Protect. Because one conversation could be the difference between safety and tragedy. Thank you for watching both parts of the Red Light Mystery. Thank you for staying through the truth, even when it was uncomfortable. Stay safe. Stay aware. Stay watchful. And if you want more chill and true crime stories like this, stories that don't just entertain but warn and inform, please hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on notifications. Drop a like to help this reach more people. Leave a comment below telling me what case I should cover next. And most importantly, share this video with your loved ones so we can spread awareness together. Because remembering Emily means protecting the next name that hasn't been found yet. And I'll see you in the next one.